Now, you're going to need the sheet that, the other sheet that I had out with it. Naming molecular compounds. I pulled a couple things from that, so let's put this in so we can see that. This is the other sheet that we need. We're going to take some notes on it. We got a bunch of space on the back. But our naming our covalent compounds is pretty simple. Where there may be no, there are no polyatomic ions, we do have prefixes. So I have to put, if I have a number, so let's say I have H2O, right? Now, I'm going to use these prefixes I've seen in algebra. 1 stands for mono, di for 2, tri 3, tetra 4, penta 5, hexa 6, hepta 7, octa 8, nona 9, deca 10. We've seen these prefixes before.
Yes.
Usually in front of a polygon. But when I'm naming my compounds, whatever number, however many atoms I need, I'm going to put that prefix in front of the word. So I have 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. So in this case, I'll have dihydrogen. I only have 1 oxygen. Which prefix am I going to put in front of oxygen?
Mono.
Monoxide. We keep the IDE because that symbolizes that we're working with a compound. So I'm going to look at whatever number comes after my element, tells me how many atoms I have, and I'm going to use the appropriate prefix. Now there's more prefixes out there, but you are only responsible for knowing up to 10. That's fine. Got this. We're going to do some examples together. So we're not just doing one and then we're done. No, we're doing a couple examples together. So I have 2 examples that I pulled right from your sheet. N2O5, so I have 2 nitrogens and 5 oxygens. 2 is di, 5 is penta. So dinitrogen, pent oxide. Now there is a little rule, there's a real weird rule that the vowels A or O never double up. So it's not going to be pentaoxide, it's going to be pentoxide. If you make that mistake on a test, am I going to mark it wrong? No, I'm not, because you showed me you understood what was supposed to be there. Did we make a small mistake and forgot the one rule that the vowels aren't supposed to double up? No, I'm not going to break your case about that. So if you wrote dinitrogen, I'm going to still mark that okay. Okay? Because I'm not worried that you forgot the A doesn't go with the O. Not here. But there is one small little rule we have to make sure is set. So here we have phosphorus and oxygen. I have 1 phosphorus, 2 oxygens, right? If I'm following the rules, it should be monophosphorus dioxide. But if mono would be the prefix before the first element, we don't worry about it. That's why our final answer is just going to be phosphorus dioxide, not monophosphorus dioxide. That one I will be a stickler for. So, if our first element only has 1, we don't write the mono prefix. We just leave it as the name, phosphorus, phosphorus dioxide. Okay? I think we should do a couple of them together. We'll do like one or two of them together. And I'm going to give you some time to work on some by yourself. Let's do 3 together. If I'm looking at the first 12, I grabbed 1, 4, and 8. So the first one I'm going to do, I have 1 carbon, I have 2 oxygen. Now remember, if I only have 1 on my first one, I don't write the mono, so I write carbon. Which prefix am I going to use for 2? Mono, di, tri, tetra? Di. Oxide. What about number 4? Which prefix am I going to put in front of nitrogen? Di again. Di-nitrogen. Now, am I going to do di-nitrogen oxide or di-oxygen monoxide? Monoxide. I want you to do number 8 by yourself. See if you can do it. I'm going to give you a minute, and I'll give you the right answer in a second. Yeah, number 8. I pulled 3 examples, pulled 3 items from your for the first part. I want you to try to do number 8 by yourself. Looking pretty solid. Good job. All right. So I got 2 phosphorus. So which prefix am I going to put in front of phosphorus?
Di.
Di. Di. Phosphorus. I have 5 oxygens. What's my prefix? Penta. Pentoxide. If you write penta, AOXID, like I said, that's not gonna break the case. I want you to do the other 7, the other 8. I'm gonna give you guys 8 minutes to give that a shot. Give me a second. Sir. When Malaya comes back. Everybody good? We made a stab at him? They would be if they are the second word, the second element. So here we go. We got carbon monoxides for CO. SO3. Now I might say, hey, wait a minute. SO3, that's not sulfur trioxide, Mr. Wiseman. That's sulfite. But notice that there's no charge. Be careful when you're naming items. SO3, unless there's a charge present, so it has more electrons, it is sulfur trioxide. Be careful with that one. 6, it would normally, because there's one nitrogen, we would put mono, but because nitrogen starts off our naming, we don't write mono. We just leave it as nitrogen. But I'm going to pause there because I want to go to the last bit. So, quick thing about the differences in our naming our molecules. So, when we see prefixes, we want to think covalent compounds. When we looked at compounds, did we talk about anything? If I had Cu2SO4, did I say dicopper sulfate? Because I have 2 copper ions, right? I didn't name it that way, did I? I did copper 1 sulfate. When I saw CO3, I didn't say calcium monocarbonate. I said calcium carbonate. When I saw H2SO4, I didn't say dihydrogen sulfate. I said sulfuric acid. The prefix tells me how many elements, the subscript of the element. Disulfur trifluoride means I have 2 sulfurs, means I have 4 fluorides. S2F4. Oh, try is 3.
Oh, I was going to say.
I'm dumb. I apologize.
No, you're not done.
3. So when you see any time you see those prefixes, you need to think covalent. So let's look at number 13 and 18 on the back. And on the back. Sorry, on the back of my sheet. On your sheet. Number 13, number 18. Second part. Give the formulas for the following compound names. Nitrogen dioxide. How many nitrogens do I have? 1. How many oxygens do I have? 2. NO2. Number 18. Tricarbon hexahydride. How many carbons do I have?
3.
3. How many hydrogens do I have? 6. C3H6. I want you to knock out the other ones. Now, I will tell you, in about 4 minutes, it turns to be 11. At 11, I'm going to give you the homework
No.
from the review. There are 18 questions that are going to help you prepare for the test you'll take Thursday. What I'm expecting from you, when you turn in this sheet, the review sheet, it's going to be the 20 questions that you've already done and the 18 that I've chosen for you.
This is easy.
I'm glad it clicked for you, Malia. That's awesome. Mm-hmm.